And I think this is our team. This feels like it's our team. Come on, the lads! I'm buzzing already.
Bessie, 66 is my favourite.
So these are the boys we're getting behind for the rest of the season.
I got a message, a DM from someone today saying, I get genuinely weak when I see there's a new Jaffin episode up. He says, I won't say his name, but, and mate, the Jaffin pod genuinely makes me weak every time a new one is out. I hope you're having a good week.
That's lovely.
Isn't it?
I got some DMs as well, but not as nice. AK the producer messaged me going, "Oh, I saw this clip and it's your doppelganger, and I can't unsee it." And it's basically just, I'll show you it. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, show me.
Fuck it.
You can't unsee it.
I can't.
So you what?
Well, no, he said he can't unsee it. So what would be your guess as to like? And it's AK the producer. I think we've shown a lot of love to AK the producer. I should be careful with my. Hang on, let me just come back for a second, just in case. In case there's any porn there we don't want people to see. I'll tell you. Let me just. Can I make it big?
There we go.
Right.
Jim, mate, that is a spit, an absolute spitting image.
Right. So this is what got sent to me. Why is that not working?
It is. I can see it.
No, it's not working when I play it.
Oh,
he goes, "Oh, sorry." I thought, because I went, "Oh, all right. Well, who is it? I wonder who it is." And then even here, I'm hoping. Even at that moment there, I'm hoping. Even at this moment, I'm going. He doesn't mean the kid, does he? It must go. It must just go to another shot at some point. It has to go to another shot, and then let's just bring it down. No, just a pan down to supposedly me.
Jim, I mean, that's exactly what you would have looked like when you were 8.
I didn't wear glasses when I was 8.
I know, but mate, you can't.
It's not.
Was you annoyed?
I just wrote cheeky bastard back. That's what I went with. Right.
He's not wrong though, Jim.
He's probably not wrong. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to the James and Flav for Now podcast. I hope you guys are all doing very well. Make sure you're checking in. I thought, we'd forgotten about that, and a few people did in the comments, and they just checked in. And I thought, yes, we need to remember that this is a community. We stick together, and actually in this podcast. On this podcast, which is because obviously we did the live one last week, so there's a few less comments, and it really is descending into something really strange now. This podcast, but what we do have is that community spirit, which will be revealed later in the podcast when we get to derby games and a couple of the other bits and pieces as well. We've got Steven Gerrard is the type of guy. Which is good. There's a few bits there, and we've got some heartwarming anecdotes of children crying at the football. So something for everyone, something for absolutely everyone. How are you, Flav?
I'm not sure that the crying at the football heartwarming is what we were aiming for. I don't think that's what we want to do at all, really. I'm not sure if I put this in the chat, but there was one comment from someone going, the Carragher Neville-esque breakdown of a child crying, where apparently you're like Carragher goes, and we're looking for the movement, we're waiting for the movement, there, we're looking for the tears, there. Amazing. So good. Right, so yeah. Jim's Big Laugh Award is back. And we've got some belters this week, and quotes of the pod from last week, taken out of context, is so funny. Comments of the week are really good as well. But the Jim Big Laugh Award it's very good. Very good. Is it?
Right, so which one will win from these? And I think we've got four contenders for the Jim Big Laugh Award. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who have just turned this on and have decided, let's give this a go, you've made the right decision, but it is going to be weird for a while. Oh, actually, I want to find this. Where is it?
I'm sick of explaining ourselves, James.
Yeah.
I'm done with explaining ourselves. Right. If you get it or you get out.
That's fair. Okay, yeah. So
James's YouTube channel.
Well, actually, do you know what? I'm going to skip to our Patreon message that I got from Jay. Patreon's one of our new moisties. We've got lots of. I think we're on 227 or something now. It's really it's amazing. So if you want to get involved, there's a link in the description. Become a moistie. We realised in the mailbag this week that there's 20
there's 20 mailbag podcasts, so 20 extra podcasts on that Patreon page if you become a patron. So links in the description. Get involved, and we kind of made a decision as well that we're going to keep that $5 tier. So it's up to you guys. If you want to support us,
Pay what you want.
Pay
$5, pay $10, whatever you want.
Exactly. But I love this comment. Jay said, just checking in. I'm leaving this note for prosperity. I came across the podcast a week ago.
A week ago?
Yeah.
And he's a patron already?
Yeah, amazing. That's the kind of commitment we're after. Just do it.
Yes.
just
yeah, if you're out there, what I'm sick of is the freeloaders out there watching this podcast on YouTube for free. Last week there were, how many we got patrons? 217.
Yeah.
Right, so there was at least 18,700 freeloaders.
Yeah.
Jay was just like, you know what? Quality content. Yeah. I like it. It's funny. It improves my life for the hour I watch it. Let me give these guys some money.
Yeah. I see it. I like it. I'll pay for it. That's what we're after.
That's the kind of people we want.
See it, like it, pay for it. Come on.
That is a man who goes and gets shit done in his lifetime. What do I want? What do I need? Do I want a six-pack? I'll work for it. I'll go and get it.
Yeah.
Do I want a McFlurry? Yeah, all right, I'll go and get it. Most people going, oh, should I have a McFlurry or not? Not Jay, straight in.
Yeah, that's it. That's so true. Yeah, it's good. Oh, I could murder a McFlurry. I'll go get you one. That's what we're after.
Yeah, is that what you want? You want a McFlurry? I'll make that happen for you.
That's it.
That's the kind of guy.
Right. So Jay said this, just checking in. I'm leaving this note for prosperity. I came across a podcast a week ago and with working from home, managed to work my way from the very first podcast up to the October 2020 mailbag.
Wow.
So he's in October. So the important thing to remember here is that we're talking, Jay, at some point you're going to get to this podcast and he's going to go, oh my God, he's read my comment. Jay, welcome. We're speaking to you from the future, but what will be the past. Amazing. He said. So he's got up to October 2020. So should be up to date in a week or so. I'm not sure why there is so much slug talk whenever I scroll past the recent stuff to get back to the earlier stuff, and why I had to sign up as a moisty, but keep listening out for any slug references. Brackets, slugs mentioned only twice so far. Thank you for making working from home in a job I hate at least slightly bearable. I look forward to catching up with current day James and Flav in a week or so. So Jay,
that's fantastic.
If you've just found this, welcome, well done. I like the quick movement, and you've smashed through a lot of podcasts as well. Let's know what was your favourite podcast from all of those.
Well, I just like the fact that he doesn't know what we're talking about, but he's slowly working through the back catalogue to understand every in-joke that this massive in-joke of a podcast has become.
I like the idea of that maybe that's the way we grow the podcast, is we go, instead of going, no, stick around, we go, no. Go to the start. Go back to the start and make your way through. Okay.
Yeah. Do you really want to know?
Do you really want
to know? Well, unfortunately, this is exactly like life, mate. You have to work for it. Otherwise, you don't get to know. What you want us to just tell you what we're talking about. How about get fucked?
Yeah.
How about you put, there are at least 200 hours worth of podcasting that me and James have done over the years.
Yeah.
Watch it all if you really want to know what we're on about.
Why don't you invest in us a little bit more?
Yeah. Like it's not like we don't do enough for you already.
That's it.
Why don't you do a little bit for us? Invest in us. Watch our shit.
Well, this leads me on perfectly to the Jim Big Laugh Award. And I'm going to go down to the bottom one because I actually sent this to you, Flav, because this just made me laugh out loud. Zach Berlin, quote of the pod, you bring the magic week in, week out. Flav said that to me in the middle of his Ben Dukes rant, who, again...
I don't remember. I don't even know what that is.
You went Ben Dukes when he was talking about how he had 38 likes on a tweet and it didn't make it into the Derby games. And then, course, those who got to the end of the podcast will know that Flav and I banned him unless he could get a taekwondo picture as soon as possible, because
he could prove that he was a taekwondo black belt. We asked him what he'd won. Like, what? You're right. What have you won? And he went, actually, I'm a black belt in taekwondo. We called it bollocks. We said just making it up. Take a picture of yourself with in this taekwondo suit and holding a spoon. Lo and behold, we banned him and he came back with it.
He came back strong. He came back really strong. I mean, actually, I'm not going to show you here. Go back to last week and check it out. That was but with mid rant you went, You said you bring the magic week in, week out. Is this magic? Apparently so.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's one nominee. Lucio Dizero. And like I said, this is for comments that make me laugh when I read them out and I put them to the top to give them the credit they deserve. Lucio Dizero. I can see James' psychological state worsening day by day in regards to the name Moist Slugs. I can see he's becoming more and more ashamed of it, yet still pretends like it's all good and fun because he's trying to preserve the unity of the community. Yet deep down, he's filled with disgust and regret. Hang in there, James. Thank you. Thank you for that. That made me laugh out loud, as did the replies here. John Fropp, I wish James the best, but I can't lie. His clear shame for us stings like salt on my little slug body. Selfless son comes back with, what you're looking for is a nice slug shell to protect you from all that horrid salt. John replies, I worry that would make me a snail. Selfless son replies, it won't. Trust me.
What the fuck is going on?
So that was a nominee because that made me laugh. It won't. It won't. Trust me.
It was just that moment, James, when you was on your live stream and Rory goes, Rory's a moist slug, and you went, no, no. It's like you didn't want to deal with it. Did you tell him? Have you told him yet?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, he's. I think.
How did he take it?
I can't remember what it was. There was something that. Oh, doesn't. He's fine with it. He's cool with it now. He understands it. He's moved on. It's just it's moist isn't the nicest of words. Slug isn't. It doesn't feel like it's a positive thing. But we're reclaiming it. It's fine. And other nominees: Carson Braille. Oh no! First of all, Tom Hurdis quoted the pod. Stops video on face crying child. That's the money shot. That's the money shot.
Yeah, you can find that bit clipped up on the Jaffin clips.
Yeah, which
go over there.
Yeah, go subscribe to that because all the best bits. And actually, what Rob's done brilliantly is he's found some of the old clips that are good.
The problem is that what I would say is a criticism straight away, even though he's working very hard, is putting up recent clips isn't going to get the traction because people have already seen it. Do you know what I mean? Maybe.
Who knows? Well, no. Let him do it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Do your job. Whatever you want to do.
Okay. And final nominee, Carson Braille. This is class, and it has no context. It's not part of a bit. He just felt like we needed to hear it. Playing football on the beach. So close your eyes. Everyone, close your eyes. Imagine this: playing footy on the beach with the lads. Sun's going down. We're having a good time. The sun goes down, and all of a sudden, everyone starts clapping. Right when the sun crosses the horizon. We all thought, really? We're clapping. Isn't this going to happen tomorrow? Because the sun's gone down. Then we also noticed everyone looking in our direction. The guys have been playing football on the beach. We see right next to us a guy proposed to his girl and got on one knee. We then realised that we were playing our game right in between this couple and their family, who was taking pictures from a distance. Now, all of the photos of the sun going down and him on one knee have me and my boys running around with our shirts off in the foreground. Such a special moment. Sure, we as two men who have proposed, the panic of the sort of canvassing of the situation of going, am I doing it now? Am I doing it now? Am I doing it now?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Is this right? Is this idyllic? Is this like romantic enough? We need to get to the right spot. No, that's not the right spot. We need to get to this spot. And so that person would have put so much work in and would have had family miles away trying to capture this beautiful moment, but not ruin this beautiful moment by being far away. And there's you and your mates and your tops off playing football.
Why didn't they just ask you to stop?
Who's supposed to ask you to stop, though?
What, the family?
It's a surprise, though, isn't it? It's clearly the person proposing. It's a surprise at sunset. So he's not. This is the deadline. It's the sun's going down. There's nothing he can do. They're playing football.
The sun.
Everyone's like that. Oh,
it was like what?
Oh, the proposal.
Oh, the sun's going. The sun's. Oh, all right.
Do you think, Flav? Do you think they all went? Do you think they were all like they were just playing and had their tops off? A few of them were little, locked down, things like that. The guts maybe a little bit bigger than it should be, and then they noticed that someone's taking photos and they've gone.
Yeah.
Possibly. Let us know. Carson Parrot. So those are your nominees. Who would you like to choose? to win the Big Laugh Award this week?
I'll go through the moist slugs.
Yeah, it won't. Trust me. Yeah, very good.
Well, it won't make you a snail. Trust me.
I tell you what, just to say, this podcast is going to be all over the place because it's FA Cup, isn't it, and a couple of Premier League games. Although we do have derby games. We move. Oh, let's get quotes of the pod out of the way then. So last week, if you didn't check it out, go check it out. Alex Lucas quote the pod. Chris Wilder's left Sheffield Wednesday. Apparently, I said that.
You did. I noticed it at the time, and I was like, "Oh, I'll leave it."
Leave it. It's amazing that, isn't it, that you don't. I had no recollection of that at all. Funny.
I was going to say, but I was like, it doesn't really matter. People know will let it go because they know that Chris Wilder is the Sheffield United manager, and it's clearly in their brain has just replaced the words. And it's not a conscious decision, and they just let him be. But no, they did not let you be, did they? There was about 18 comments. Is he a Sheffield Wednesday manager? Is he? How about you get a life? Get out, and then get a life.
Leave.
Leave.
James and Flav community page. I proposed in a KFC. Wow. I mean, that's before you ate or after you ate. Because that'd be a nice little. Let's get.
Did you buy her a bucket or was it like a boneless banquet? Like what? It's important.
Yeah, let's know.
Proposing a KFC. Mate, surely you could have done better than that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't.
KFC, James.
He's done so much for us. I don't want to drag him out, but honestly, really. KFC.
KFC.
She's vegan. Dragged her
Do
in
it
there.
again.
Yeah.
Do it again, Luke.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Before we ate, apparently. Fair enough. What did you get? Before you ate. So what were you in the queue? So she would have gone. You would have come in. She would have gone. You would have gone. Sit down. Well, no, go sit down. And she'd go. Well, no, we haven't ordered yet. I don't need to order.
Yeah, no, please sit down.
No, just sit down. Was it awkward? What happened? I'm fascinated. What happened there? Why was it a big one? Was it a small one? Because there's not going to be many tables there.
I was convinced that my missus knew that I was going to do it. Convinced.
Do you know what winds me up about Fam and the proposal is that she, and maybe she did know because we've been together for years, but I don't think she did know. And as soon as I did it, she's like, "Oh, I knew he was going to do it. I was like, "No, you didn't." It's annoying.
Just let you have it.
Let me have it. Yeah, just play along. Unbelievable. Right. Anyway, quotes the pod. McSlash, Jim, he's played for Brighton all season and the last 3 seasons. Flav, and I'm supposed to know that. All right, tell me who plays left wing for Burnley then. Jim, probably Dwight McNeil. Flav, on pause. Who's that? But you know him now, don't you?
I know now. What a goal.
That's it. One of the clips on the Jeff and Clips channel. Will Humphrey's comment on the pod. James, he's tried to do something nice but got slapped up by the slugs. Thomas Guest, quote the pod. Get the tears, money in the bank. Monoman, quote the pod. You'll be happy to know this isn't the end of children crying. There are more. Very good. And so those are your quotes of the pod from last week. Also, we were talking about last week, Cowardly Glue. Who we're going to put forward as our final team to get behind this season. We had a few people, but then Tom Whitby got in touch on Patreon, and it has to be this. It has to be this. Right. Where is it? Load earlier messages. Let's get the good stuff. Hi lads. Me and my mates are currently part of a 6-a-side team called Aunt Bessie's Young Boys. Aunt Bessie's Young Boys. Mm-hmm. Yes, named after Aunt Bessie's Yorkshire puddings. It started out as a group of lads playing football games against the year below us in school, but we decided to take a step further and join a league. We created the Twitter page at Aunt Bessie's YBFC as a bit of a laugh, so we could give our mates live commentary of our games. However, by doing this, the actual Aunt Bessie's got in touch with us and said they wanted to sponsor our team.
Wow!
And sort us out some kits. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah. So what was just a group of lads having a kick-about has turned into a fully sponsored team. And it's not like we are the best at football either. We need your backing to help us break in to the top 3 of the league. And with the magic of Jim and Flav, I think this can be a reality. I'll attach the league table so you can see. Let's have a look.
Can I just add something to this? You should see the production values of what they're doing.
So okay. Well, let's show that as well. Let's show that as well because
it's actually good. Like it. They said the footballing account of Aunt Bessie's Young Boys FC 6-a-side, 11-a-side football officially sponsored by Aunt Bessie's. # up the Bessies.
So this is, I'm going to try and turn the music down. So this is, they got the new kit sponsored by Aunt Bessie's. This is it. And come on the boys. And I think this is our team. It feels like it's our team. Come on the lads! I'm buzzing
Aunt
already.
Bessie's 66 is my favourite. 100%. I need team lists. We need. When do you play? I suppose.
So wait, I'm going to reveal all. So these are the boys we're getting behind for the rest of the season. Up the Aunt Bessie, right up the Aunt Bessie. Look at these drone shots. They really put the work in.
Music.
I don't think that 28 could have. Can we hang on? Wait, 28 could have made that. Let me just sit. Look. This very kind on 66 here. Let's just show you it. Oh, you can't see it because I'm in the way. Hang on.
66.
Here we go. Oh no, it's worth it, lads. It's worth it. Look. Oh, which one is it? That one. There we go. Look. Watch 66 here. Right. Look, they're thinking, right, what do we do here that's simple? The universal circle of keep ball. And look, 66 has got it here. Look, he's coming to chase it down. Let's watch it. Can he make that? At that moment, I'm thinking, yes, he can make it. And he's let it go by. He let it go by. Anyway.
What, are you saying that 66 is a charity case?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, that's, artistic merit, I understand. Good little move there.
Look at this. It's wonderful.
A little bit dribbling here, some skills.
Oh, hello.
That's 66, I think.
Does that sort of stuff
Slide
translate
tackle,
to a football match? Lovely challenge.
Took the lot.
Lovely challenge.
Here it is. So this is our team. Aunt Bessie. Oh, hello.
Yeah, a little Brabona. Listen, I've got a couple of things to say. There's not a single white boot amongst them. That means they're proper football lads.
Yep.
I think get rid of all of the trickeries and all that, like Drabonas, all that.
I like the side-footed passes, but
that's it.
Nothing
technical.
else,
and every player in Aunt Bessie's needs to be there on merit.
Interesting.
All right.
Well, so let's have a look at...
We're the fans. We're demanding what we want.
Who's the manager? So what we need to do as well. So can everyone go and follow Aunt Bessie's YBFC? This is our team for the rest of the season now. Because it is beautifully poised, and this is just the kind of team that we need.
It could be our team indefinitely.
Let's see.
Could be.
So let's have a look at the table.
All right.
We've got some cracking team names here. Absolutely fantastic team names. So Internazionale really out in front at the moment, but he's looking to get into the top 3, I think. Because
bit try-hardy, isn't it? That name though, it's a bit try-hardy.
Yeah.
Oh, look at us. We're Inter Milan. Fuck those guys.
What do you like? Some of the other names are just fantastic. Murder on the Dance Floor. Really
nice.
Good. Chicken Tikka Mo Salah. Very good. Aunt Bessie's YBF AFC, which of course our team. The Wire, which I'm not sure. FC Romania. Hunglish, which I presume.
There's always in these things. There's always an FC Romania or an FC Hungary or something like that. There's always one of those Eastern Bloc countries.
JD and Co.
Right, I am now a follower of Aunt Bessie's FC.
Good. Into Ducks, Twigs and Berries. Am I followed? No, I'm not. There you go. I've followed as well. Make sure you'll follow, guys. Right. So and it is tightly poised because the boys they're in 5th place at the moment. I don't know where 4th place has gone. Nothing there. All right. Second. What's happened there? That's weird.
Wait, maybe it's like like the 13th floor in hotels. They don't build one. They just think the fourth place is no.
In Hong Kong.
No one was finished 4th place. 4th place isn't a trophy, so literally taken.
Yeah, 4th place is bad luck. What's interesting here, if we really break it down, is
it's close. It's close.
It's really close. So you got 21, 21, 20, but watch out for the Wire as well. Then there's a bit of a change when you get to FC Romania. Dropping down to 10 points. There is a clear difference there. But what I think is really interesting here is Chicken Tikka Masala, 41 goals. 41 goals. And conceded. 51 goals scored. Our team, very hard-working, low block. 38 goals, 24 conceded.
They obviously know where their strengths lie, and that's fine. I'm absolutely 100% behind that. Wouldn't it be great if we could, where's Warrington? Warrington's up in, what's got to be northwest, right?
Warrington's it's near, is it in between Yorkshire and
Perhaps we could come down and play for Aunt Bessie one day.
That would be great. Well, so we've got a little bit more to offer as well. So this is our team. We're going to really have... What I'm intrigued... What I want to know is, like, what's the situation with the league? Like, when do you get to start again? So we've got the Twitter account. We've done that. Actual video, we've done that as well. But we've also got... I said, I need a bit more. I said, have you got a team picture? And we need to know a little bit more about it. Unfortunately, he hasn't numbered it. But let's... I wonder... Because 66 seems to be a favourite amongst the fans and the patrons as well. So maybe... let's see if you can figure out, Flav, who is number 66. I'll just read these out because it's easier.
Go on.
So you got Ben, the goalkeeper, gets sent off every other game. All bark, no bite. Ross, the lighthouse, he guides us through every game. A cool, composed player who isn't afraid to show a little bit of flair. Probably the guy who did the
Yep.
bit.
Less of that, Ross.
Joel, a true competitor who loves a tackle. Unfortunately, in our league, we can't slide, so it doesn't get us far. Matty M, solid box-to-box midfielder with a wand of a left foot. Matty L, the Woolston Paul Gascoigne, the next Glenn Hoddle. Can see things on a pitch Stevie Wonder could only dream of. Tom...
I think that's our 66.
Do you think that's 66? Probably. Tom Whitby, so this is the guy, Tom, who got in touch with us at the start. Thank you for this, Tom. This is class. Quick... but the touch of Jimmy Savile. Also, the manager of this wonderful lot. Only reason I'm the manager is because I have a degree. No other reason. Tim. This is great. Tim, real name is Tom, but he's known as Tim. Don't ask. Nice. Definition of passion over talent. Talks like a prime Ronaldinho. Plays like a dusted Tony Hibbert. Most deluded Liverpool fan on the planet. Turns like a bus.
That might be 66.
Alex loves to run, would die for the badge. Neil Warnock, extreme player, is in the Navy, so you can't 100% trust him. Don't know what that means. Sam was assistant manager, was asked to step down due to breaking COVID lockdown rules. The club still haven't got over his actions. Plays like a small Peter Crouch without the ability. Callum, the six-a-side Patrick Bamford, must have the worst shot conversion rate across his age group. One of the founders of Aunt Bessie's, so we let him join in. Also loves to try and start beef with Mark Goldbridge on Twitter, which I would love to see a bit more of that as well. That would be
let's see. We need to know about his personalities.
Yeah. And final two, Brad, on his day, he's actually quite good, but that day is once every month. Has a love-hate relationship with Ross, who Ross is one of the defenders, I think. Won't stop bickering, but always together. And then Billy the Bagsman. Billy the Bagsman for the club, when he actually decides to play. True defender's nightmare. It's Billy a lot for a six-side, but with the attendance issues we have, we need a contingency plan. So that's our team. Aunt Bessie's. Go follow them.
Bessie's.
I want to know when the next game is.
Yeah, you got to give us details so we can get behind it. We'll follow your Twitter account.
Yeah. And can you film the games? Is there any way of filming the games? That would be good.
That would be good. If we could have we could put together a little highlight package.
Yeah. If you guys can, if you do a highlight package, we just want the goals. We don't want it to be too long because it's just a bit in the podcast, all right? But if you can have like a 1 minute 30 highlights package of the key goals, then
we can react to it as we. Yeah, that'd be good. Up the Bessies.
Up the Bessies. Up the Bessies, indeed. Right, comments of the pod. Oh no, we've done that. Hang on. Comments of the week. Here we go. Matthew Dawson. This has got to be the only podcast in the world that openly bans and calls out its viewers. 16 likes. Matt, what? You got a problem with that?
Yeah. Fuck off then, Matt.
Yeah, Matt. You can. I tell you what, Matt. You can fuck off.
Listen to me, Matt. If that's even your real name. Just fuck off if you don't like it. There's so much more football content you can go and watch. Oh, no. Football content.
Oh, my name's Matt. I put my presumably girlfriend in my profile picture because I love her so much. And
it's not your girlfriend, it's your sister.
Yeah. Banned. Out.
Get out.
Like the video on your way out.
Sick of this shit.
Yeah. Like more people realise. Isaac Sutty. On the subject of Paul Tierney working in a barber's and other referees possibly having side jobs. So yeah, Paul Tierney, apparently this is true, that I think it was Ant who then came back and said it's true that he's a barber, but he won't talk about the games. I just can't believe that.
Anyway,
I'm not completely unmoved by this. I don't know why. I'm like, all right, so
I know.
So what?
I know. This will be the end of it. This will be the last comment, but I just thought it was kind of just about worth it. Well,
I'd like to make a comment on John Moss. Go on.
Okay. Another referee is possibly also having side jobs. I'd like it known that John Moss owns and operates a record shop in Leeds near me called Vinyl Whistle.
Like, what? All right, we get it. You're a referee. Like, why do you have to? Oh, vinyl whistle. Because what it is, I'm a ref, right? And I'm not sure if vinyl sounds like final. And there's this thing in football called final whistle. So I'm just going to bring them together and call it vinyl whistle because I'm a referee and I own a record. Fuck it. Just stop. Just fuck off.
What for a referee? Obviously, a referee has to have a life outside of refereeing. Fine, but somehow that's annoying to me. It's like he's trying to be cool. But so what's the sweet spot? What's a hobby that a referee can have? And I'll go, all right, I like that, fair play. It's tough, isn't it? It's tough being a ref.
Yeah, I mean, they're all wankers, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, technically.
Yeah.
They're not. That's a stupid thing to say. They're not. They're obviously not wankers. So Premier League level referees, you're thinking you are a bit of a wanker if you want to do this for your life. But they're necessary and they're needed. But it's just what is so much less. It's nowhere near as fun as playing football. It can't be.
But we need them. We need them. We do need
But we do need them.
What was I going to say? The referees are like politicians, aren't they? They're just sort of, you're free to have a go at them. That's the problem that they've got. And they're supposed to just take it. So the starting point, you're already ready to get angry at them before anything's happened. So they're already screwed, aren't they?
I did think as a kid, when I used to sing, the referee's a wanker, I was like, no, don't, because he fucking give him a penalty or something.
Yeah.
That's what used to go through my head.
I used to think about that. I thought there's two, that could work for you, or it's frozen. It's just, Flav, you're just frozen. What's happened? It's just
I'm back.
Battery. He's back. With the referees, depending on the grooming of the referee, was what if it's worth singing the referee's a wanker or not. So if the referee was highly groomed, a bit loved himself a bit chocolate, all right, then if you go the referee's a wanker, I think they would push back to that and give the away side even more stuff. But if they look a little bit meek, if they're just kind of like, well, I think someone's got the referee, so I'll be the referee. You get on them with the referee's a wanker because they'll be like, well, no, I'm not a wanker.
Because they'll break.
Penalty. I don't know.
They'll break.
Anyway, that's that. Jad Hadir. Not since Lazarus has there been a comeback like Ben had. The guy went from being the most hated slug of all to a legendary slug that will be talked about for years to come. What a moment.
Yeah. Fantastic.
That was in last week's pod. Second half of last week's pod. Brian O'Meara, while the pod is seemingly getting better and better, it is becoming increasingly difficult to describe / recommend. It's kind of a football podcast, but mainly focuses on slugs, skulls, and crying children. Yeah, it is a problem. It is a problem.
Are we doing any football today?
Yeah, we are. Nearly there. And MPage, joined a Discord call. What do you mean? We just done 5 minutes on Aunt Bessie's. Did tactical analysis of the table.
Yeah.
MPage joined a Discord call the other day with some of my mates who hadn't spoken to in a while. Everyone talking when suddenly I hear, yeah, but what have you won? I clocked this straight away, but didn't say anything. All came together later on when I told someone else in the call that sharks are older than trees. He then told me he'd been told it a few days prior by the same guy who had quoted the pod earlier. I'm not ever going to ask the guy if he watches the pod, but we'll continue to drop Jaffin quotes in to see if he notices.
Yeah, I like that.
I think this is our last chance at marketing, I think.
Communicate. Why don't you communicate through the comments only, but never mention it when you're in person?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Right, let's mate, do the signal, Flav. Do the signal. Oh, little one today. Little circle today. We will now be talking about football. I've got to be honest. I've got some calm takes. Because I was just struggling. I was just struggling for football chat this week, and we got some good ones. So I thought 26, bloody hell. So I thought,
did you win, Jim? Did you win?
Yeah, yesterday, mate. 2-0 down, 3-2 up. Bloody hell.
So QPR, are they back or what's going on?
I'm not saying
Can't
anything.
tell.
I'm not saying anything. We're not.
You beat Millwall.
I'll tell you, Charlie Austin. If you get a chance to see Charlie Austin's goal.
He's been He's been an absolute delight since he come back, hasn't he?
He just find his goal against Millwall. It's not that impressive, but it's so impressive because it's a proper striker's goal. Cross comes in and it's just the faintest little flick with his head, and it goes into the far corner. It's almost like it's going behind him, but somehow he's just put that whip of pace on with his head. He's just. No one else could have scored that goal. My dad messaged me. He went, "No one else scores the goal that goal that Charlie does. It's unbelievable." It's like, yeah, okay, his hold-up play's not that great. Yes, maybe he looks a bit chunky, but he actually just got a bit of a barrel chest. Yes, maybe he's not got that pace. But I tell you what, if he gets a chance, he'll take it. He gets a chance, he'll take it, this lad. I really appreciate him so much more. It's unbelievable.
It's a shame, really, because there's such a massive gap between Cardiff and Millwall, and you're on the same points. 11-point gap between 9th and 10th. It's just like, you might as well just give up now.
It's,
like everybody in mid-table, they just say, we're not going to play anymore.
Yeah, I know. It is a little bit like that. But I'm kind of okay with that because I was just worried that we were going to go down this year.
How many points do you need to stay up? What's like the rule of thumb?
I always say 52. But this year, I was chatting to someone on Twitch, Stoko Pops. Shout out to Stoko Pops, and who's a Birmingham fan, and he was saying he thought we were already okay, but I'm not sure that's the case.
No, you're 11 ahead, Birmingham.
Yeah,
and
Rotherham,
how many games? 11 games.
Rotherham got 4 points in hand on Birmingham. Mad.
4 games in hand.
4 games in.
Yeah, but that means that's bad. They don't want that. That's really bad situation to be in, especially third bottom.
Yeah, it's such a jump to Reading. It can't be done. Can it?
Like, if you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan, you must think, give us a break. Like,
yeah, he's lost Chris Wilder.
Yeah, they've had to cope with Sheffield United coming down, and then they're like, they can't enjoy Sheffield United's demise because they're second bottom in the Championship and going down themselves.
Yeah.
Like, people just walking around Sheffield going, fuck, it's bad enough having to live in the north. But both our teams are garbage.
Sheffield,
there is nothing. I mean, I've spent many a nights out in Sheffield, and I would say it's a good 6 out of 10. I'll give it that for sure.
I lived there for 3 years, and I loved it.
I actually love Menzies, the club. Was it Menzies or Menzies?
Yeah. If you're after a cougar, go to Menzies.
I was, and I did.
Yeah.
What a night it was.
I wasn't. He was, and he did.
I didn't know that. I just got in there. I was like, a lot of old women in it.
Yeah.
But I was full of stuff, and I just thought, all right, let's give it a go. And just went out, like, you got pretty eyes.
Yeah. Did you dance from behind?
Have I, love? Have I?
Yeah.
I see you having a bunk up and a back.
Can I have a gin and lime cordial, please?
None of that. I actually think I was sexually assaulted in Menzies, and that's not a joke. Like, there was one woman that was particularly, I thought, way too handsy. And I didn't ask for it, and it happened. Yeah. So effectively, I did feel a little bit like I was being affronted. But, it wasn't the end of the world for me as a man, because you're in a position of authority. Not authority, shit. I didn't mean that. I meant you're in a position of, stop digging. You're in a position
You're in a position.
Yeah, it's much scarier for a woman in that situation, as we found out in recent weeks, and how important it is for women to feel safe.
Good save. Speaking of calm takes, I've done a link. Shut up. Speaking of calm takes, we asked you, and I'm just going to run through them. If anything catches your eye, Flav, then we'll talk about it. Catherine, too much football on. I'm actually relieved an international break is coming up.
Me too.
Football.
Me too.
I true.
I can't
speak.
I'm so relieved that there's going to be 2 weeks of stuff where I don't have to be pushing out so much content. And not that I don't enjoy previewing Spurs games and talking to my mates. It's just you're releasing a podcast every day, effectively, or doing something. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm not really bothered about watching the England matches, as you know. So I will watch them when we get to the tournament.
I think the thing is, it's like Monday night football, Tuesday Champions League, Wednesday Champions League, Thursday Europa League, Friday Premier League, Sunday Premier League. Like, it just never stops. So even with the international games, I'll watch the England game. That's it. Oh no, I watched. I might tuck into the Scotland game. See how they get. See how Lyndon Dykes get on. That's it. Don't need it.
What's happened to your forward, the Aussie?
Yeah, Lyndon Dykes. Yeah, he's
is he playing for you?
Yeah, he played last night. He works so hard, but he's just not good at finishing. Really good target man, just doesn't score goals. Just doesn't score goals. And with players, I think in a Scotland shirt I'll like him again, but in a QPR shirt I've got to a point where I'm like, he can't do anything right because I'm just like, you're just annoying me now.
Are you saying you're creating an agenda?
I'm looking for it. And do you know what as well I've noticed? Watching games, and then especially when I watch games with my dad, like on a stream, because you haven't got that, we haven't had that release all season of proper shouting, proper celebrating. I think when I go and watch a proper game, with my people, I'm a bit more chilled with it, but you still get to be able to like dig out the opposition and like just be completely unreasonable. And I don't get to do it. So he seems to be the guy that I'm doing it on a lot of the time. Because I'm just like, that shit. That is shit. Get him off. What is he doing? Yeah, it's not fair. But
it's when you're like you say, when you're watching from home, you're so much more critical. And you're so much more... there's nowhere to vent. So you're just sort of screaming into your own sort of echo chamber and own agenda. So I can't stand watching Dele Alli play now, which is ridiculous.
Really?
But I'm looking for everything wrong he does rather than just enjoying the things that he does right.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure if I was with my mates watching it, like we'd be able to just talk it through. But when you're on your own, like watching the North London derby this week on my own, it was just terrible, man. It was bad enough that the football was bad enough that football. Yeah, I mean, all right. I watched the game, so we don't have to talk about that. I watched the game. I know we were terrible. Why are you bringing it up?
Well, we're in the football chat bit.
I'm making a point here. I'm trying to make a point here, Jim. The point is that no North London derby should be watched on your own on the sofa. It's just not the same. And that's the saddest part about this pandemic is the fact that I had to... The worst part of the pandemic is that I had to watch North London derby on my own.
Yeah, I mean, that's grim.
What's that? How many dead? 100,000 dead? Doesn't even
yeah.
Doesn't even tickle. Doesn't even scratch the surface of what I felt.
Yeah, but I haven't been able to go to the football.
Yeah.
Which you might not have gone to anyway, would you?
No, I wouldn't have gone, but I would have gone to.
You would have been
I
with
would
the people.
have been with my people. Yeah.
John Dewhurst agrees. No fans being in the stadium has made every game feel important when watching it. A little bit.
Was that what? I wasn't listening. Was that?
No fans being in the stadium has made every game feel unimportant when watching it.
Unimportant's not the right word. It's just not.
It's just there's such a distance. There's just such a distance, and it makes you feel like you're not there.
You don't care as much.
Smell it. You can't feel it. You haven't got fingers in your mouth. All the usual things that we love about being at the football. It's not there.
Yeah, football is so much more than just the game that goes on the pitch, and that's it. And every other element of it has been taken away. Every conversation you're having about it is now on Twitter, and I just can't fucking hear any more opinions about. I don't even like shit that's coming out of my mouth, let alone listen to what everyone else has to say about Spurs as well. So if everyone just thought a little bit, I'll be all right.
Yeah. Smash that like button. Doppelganger. Kiwis are the most underrated fruit. I like a kiwi.
I do like a kiwi. You can eat the shit. You can eat the skin as well. It's good for you.
What, the hairy skin?
Yeah, you can eat it.
I look like a kiwi if I shave my head.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. AK the producer. Son isn't world class. He's only good when he gets a one-on-one for a counter-attack. Now Spurs aren't playing low block. He has to break teams down, which he can't do. Look at his recent performances. I'll take this one, Flav. You're wrong. The reason you're wrong is because go and watch Go and watch South Korea in the World Cup. He literally carries that team on his back. Like, I remember watching a couple of those games, and it was like watching Sunday League football when you're 15, and there's that one guy who just goes, "Oh, give it here," and
I'll do it.
He's mental.
The world class. I don't care if someone said to me, "Do you swap Grealish for Son right now?" I would consider it. I'm not that Son isn't brilliant, but I think their ceilings are similar, and Grealish is a bit younger and whatnot.
Sorry, I just seen this underneath it. United Karov. So Man United fan. He said he has 3 assists in 4 games before this injury. This is such a terrible take. Willian has the same amount in 4 games. AK, nah, you've lost that one, son. You've lost that one.
He's an Arsenal fan, isn't he? AK?
I think so, yeah.
Well, there you go.
That's a bad comeback.
He would get into every team in the Premier League. He'd probably get into every side in Europe, or certainly be a main part of their squad. So, and what the world class thing is so. Everyone has different parameters, don't they?
Yeah. Do you know what though? I do think that's a bloody good tier list. I might go. Who's in the conversation for being world class in the Premier League? And then
the engagement on that would be insane.
Wouldn't it? Right, coming soon. Don't pinch it. My idea. Tier list. World class tier list.
World class tier list.
Yeah, that's original. Anyway, Danny Lightfoot. All of the English teams still in the Champions League could win it, and it wouldn't be a surprise. Chelsea look good, you know.
I don't know. I was listening to Nini the other day, and Nini of Blue Lines TV, he's starting to waver on Tuchel already.
Why?
He's saying that it's just not inventive enough, it's not exciting enough. He wants more.
Tactically, he did a bit of a job on Madrid, I thought. But
to be fair, tactically, he's improved them, and winning games is improved. But Nini, in his own words, he doesn't feel entertained.
Wow, I do back Nini's takes.
Yeah, he's pretty smart.
Hot off the heels of a 0-0 draw against Leeds, though, isn't it?
Yeah, they've scored 13 goals in 12 games since he took over.
On a run where they've actually had quite easy games, really.
He's done. He made the point that with the attacking players they have, they should be scoring more goals. But I would say it's pretty harsh. Like, Tuchel's come in to a losing team and literally not lost a game yet. Probably he's won 8 or 9 out of the 12 games he's played.
So beat Liverpool, beat Everton,
it will come. Beat Spurs. They'll come. It will come. Like, I wouldn't hate it.
They've got a chance. I could see them getting to Champions League final. Like, getting a nice bit of a nice run in this next couple of games and being able to do it. Because they are.
Don't concede, do they?
They're not conceding. They're not conceding. You're right. Interesting. Context continue. Jack Jenkins. COVID has had an effect on nearly every team and or individual player in football's form of results of various times, but it hasn't properly entered the discussion we have around for. Can't be asked. Parrots can talk, and we don't discuss it enough. Thank you. Much better. That is true. That is mad, isn't it? That is mad that parrots can talk, but we don't talk about that enough.
I mean, it is amazing. It is amazing. And they do a pretty good job, I'd say, Parrots, in terms of replicating the human voice, or telephones, or EastEnders theme tune. I've heard that, seen that. That's good. There's also there's crows that mimic as well. There's also a bird. There's a bird I think it's in Australia. There's only 300 pairing couples left, and they've forgotten their own voice. They've forgotten their own bird song. So they've just started mimicking the bird song of other birds. It's quite sad.
That is quite sad. Football podcast. Joseph, Barnsley are Premier League. Barnsley are mental. Barnsley are flying. When will it stop? And do you know what's happening? People are saying things like they're not... they won. They had a man sent off and still won. I want to say... I might have been 3-1 in the end. And it was Wickham. But still, Barnsley are smashing it at the moment. I think they've won 9 on the trot, 8 on the trot, something ridiculous.
What is it? This is Mick McCarthy's Barnsley.
No, that was Cardiff.
Cardiff.
Barnsley is. I want to say his name. I always think Ishmael Miller, but it's not. It's Ishmael something else.
It's horrible football, though, isn't it?
It's quite hectic football for sure. Barnsley are 5th. Amazing. They are. A lot of people talking about it's the pitches, it's the lack of ability to train, and so if they were given enough time, like say it's in the playoffs, teams will be able to prepare for Barnsley properly, and they'll kind of be undone. But at the rate that they're winning games, I mean, Watford have really sort of gone into a new gear. But if say Watford had a little wobble, Barnsley carried on, they could somehow sneak into automatic. It's crazy.
They keep carry on.
And their run of games is quite nice between now and the end of the season.
Who's the Luton Town manager? They're still in there.
Nathan Jones, the guy.
Is he the one that left?
Yeah, he likes to have a little dig at this Dyke guy's great. He's really good.
What Dyke guy?
DD they call him. Is the striker for Barnsley. Beat Bournemouth 3-2. Beat Wickham 3-1. Had a man sent off. Drew with Barnsley. Beat Birmingham City. Beat the mighty Queen's Park Rangers. Unbelievable.
Listen, just to move on slightly. Nathan Jones, like he left Luton to join Stoke, didn't he? And it just didn't work out for him.
Yeah,
and then he went back to Luton. Has he turned them around again? Are they doing well under him?
They're going to be safe. They're going to be absolutely safe, which is what was the aim. 14th in the league. Yeah, they've done really, really well. He's I saw him have a little dig at them though. They because he played this set way. He played this diamond at Stoke, which was a diamond that had worked really well at Luton, and it just didn't work well at Stoke at all. And he was, they hated him by the end of it. And he came back, and there was a game where I think they were 2-0 down, and then he changed it to this diamond, and they won 3-2. And in his interview afterwards, he had, that's it, Valerian Ishmael is the Barnsley manager. In his interview afterwards, he was just having these little digs at the Bet365 stadium, he's still sore about it for sure. Yeah, he's still.
But he was shit. It was shit with him. I've just read here he won 3 games in 21.
He was. He was terrible. It was crap.
What's that then? Yeah. Graham or Nathan, whatever your name
is. Brad Dead and Pickford should be England's number 1 at the Euros. What do you think, Flav?
No, Pope should be number 1.
Yeah, I think Pope too.
Pickford isn't. Well, in a knockout competition, you want if your goalkeepers are of similar quality, you want the one that's not going to fuck up because one fuck up can knock you out of the tournament. Pickford can't be trusted. He's mad.
Can I? Here's something that was winding me up slightly. Is this because Henderson's played 3 games and because Nat Phillips has played 3 games, they're now the greatest players of all time and should be starting for England and starting for England. The Nat Phillips thing, he's a monster in the air. I get it. You're starting to win a few games again. I get it. Don't put too much praise on this kid because he's not that good just yet. He's a centre back he's the one that they've settled on for Liverpool, playing him and Kabak. He's had a couple of good games, but sooner or later he's going to make some stinking mistakes because he's a child. Oh, he's not a child, actually. He's not too young. But because he's not... There's a reason why he wasn't starting ahead of Gomez and those other guys. So just slow your roll.
Can I just have a quick chat about the goalkeeper situation again? Henderson... The amount of young, sort of prodigal goalkeepers we've had who turn out to be really average in England is unbelievable. Pickford will go on to have a really basic career. He will never go on to a better club than Everton. Pope, sorry, not Pope. Who are the other ones? Butland.
Oh yeah,
he was heralded England goalkeeper. I don't even know where he plays for anymore. Is he still at Stoke?
He went to Palace, but doesn't play.
Right. There was Rob Green, England, ended up at QPR. Worst. There is who else? Who else we got? Faded. Joe Hart.
But isn't that par for the course?
Richard Wright. Remember him?
But isn't that par? I think that's par for the course. That if you the longer you're around as a goalkeeper, name that's it. Yeah, and I'm sure people will find it, but it'll be good to know. Name me a goalkeeper that was thought of as terrible and then became great.
Doesn't work that way.
It's not. Is it possible?
No, it's not possible. It's always downhill for a goalkeeper.
It's always downhill.
because you get all your plaudits when you're not making mistakes as a youngster. You're not scared. You don't have any fear. The only way is up. Make a couple of mistakes. World crumbles. You're a withering mess.
Well, it's the accumulation of the list of mistakes. That's the thing. So at the start of your career, you haven't made any mistakes because you haven't played it long enough. And then as time goes on, you go, oh yeah, but remember this, remember that. Because it's like, he would be a goalkeeper. It's tough.
Mad job. They're all mad. They're all mental as well. But not like David James was mad. He's like sniff and lick the balls and that. And then who else did you have it? Like Joe Hart. Joe Hart's insane. He's mad.
Yeah, he's intense.
Pickford's
isn't he?
crazy.
Quite intense. Do you see that?
They're all really. That's it. Not mad. Not insane. Intense. They're all really intense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to know. Can anyone find a goalkeeper that just like up to about? I mean, maybe Senny Dieng for QPR. Like he's about 26, and he's like, this is his first full season for us. So maybe that's one. Like, is there anyone who had that proper redemption arc, or not even redemption arc? It was like crap, and then at about 27, it just kicked into gear and became unbelievable as a goalkeeper. I just don't think it happens.
I can't think of any.
Trav, can't take. No one talks about how Jack Colback moved from Sunderland to Newcastle enough.
It's because no one gives a shit about Sunderland or Newcastle, isn't it?
That's a shame. I mean, yeah, it's a bit naughty.
Yeah, I mean, let us know. Like, I'd like to know how hated he is on Tyneside. Is it Tyneside? Have I got it wrong?
Wearside would be Sunderland.
Wearside. Yeah.
I don't know. Which way did he go?
Well, Tyneside is Newcastle, isn't it? So who's he play for?
He went from Sunderland to Newcastle, didn't he? So Wearside to Tyneside, I think.
Wearside to Tyneside. Oh, imagine that. Oh, you know what? No one talks about enough in football is how Middlesbrough attracted during the early 2000s, or maybe it's the 90s, how they attracted legitimate world-class players from the furthest reaches of the world, from really like Emerson, Brazilian international, Janino, Ravanelli,
Branca,
all at once. Yeah. And I don't know if anyone has ever been to Middlesbrough. It's tough up there. Grim.
Yeah, like they did. I think it was mad, wasn't it? How did they do
They don't have milk in Middlesbrough, I've heard. Can't get it. Can't get it shipped in.
Yeah,
it's too far from everywhere.
They've got a border around. Middlesbrough. He goes, you have to slow down. You go, right, it's in the boot, right? Got it under the tyre. Well, no, I just left it in the boot, so put it in the boot. Can we check the trunk? What's this?
Yeah.
What is this? Semi-skimmed?
There's a pub near Middlesbrough, a ground, right? If I remember this rightly, I remember seeing just this pub on its own, a single building, just near the stadium, and it's just a pub on the corner, on its own, not attached to any other buildings.
Really? That's mad. Emi Martinez, good shout. Emi Martinez.
How did they get them? How did they get the players in? How did they go? Look, we're not actually in Middlesbrough. We're based in London, and then they get there and like, oh.
Yeah, just north of London. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know. Well, mate, just wanted to get involved, didn't they? I think Janino really liked Middlesbrough. He liked the town.
He loved it. Yeah. I think he went back there twice, I think.
Exactly. Jussi Jääskeläinen, I'm not sure I'll give you that one. Szczesny is quite a good shout.
That's not a bad shout because he was an absolute joke at times, and then he went on to Juventus, isn't he? Still a goalkeeper.
Emi Martinez is a really good shout. And a last one, I'm going to finish on this one because this is brilliant. And you might have seen it. If you want to skip back about a minute and a half, that's the moment I read this, and it did make me laugh. Lactu Sitten. Riding horses in the modern day is the most daft thing there is.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
There's no point.
Your prerogative to say that.
Where I live, there's horses everywhere. Like you every time I go out in a car, I have to pass a horse.
How often do you smell shit?
Not that often. You wouldn't think.
In a week. How often do you smell shit?
It depends on the time of year. So if it's like a season when they're planting the fucking they're putting the crops down, then they put manure and stuff in the ground to keep it bone meal and all that shit. And it fucking reeks. It's horrible. It's like really offensive smell. But I don't live close enough to like a pig farm or that to smell shit that often. When the cows are out, it stinks as well. But
yeah, I mean that's the reason the reason I say it is because you live in that kind of region in the countryside. Here's a calm take.
Have you ever been here, Jim?
No.
Keep inviting you, don't I?
But I can't get over COVID.
Well, before COVID.
Before that, yeah, we were all as bad. It's just so far away, though, isn't it?
It's an hour on the train. Sometimes it's longer. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise it was that bad. I drove there once, didn't I? And it took ages. I drove near there for the Ian Holloway thing. He was like down the road.
You drove to Bristol. He lives in Bristol, didn't he?
I can't remember.
Where does he live?
I don't care. I don't know, but it's near Bath.
Yeah, but that's further than where I live, so you just need to up your game a little bit.
Yeah, fair point. Quick calm take from Fam. We went for a walk and she saw some shit. She went, "It's just hay with an ugly casing." That's what shit is.
More or less what they eat.
That's what all shit is. Steve, football podcast. I think that brings it to an end. That's enough football chat. I'm sorry, I was getting it wrong. Steven Gerrard's the type of guy. This is lack 2 sit on again. Steven Gerrard's the type of guy. When asked what his favourite cheese is, he replies melted. Sol Harrison Woodfin. Steve Gerrard is the type of guy to bring his shin pads to a little kickabout with his mates. You should never be wearing shin pads when you're playing five-a-side. Just so you know.
What?
I don't wear shin pads. Come on.
I can't play shin pad. I can't play in shin pad. I can barely play anyway, to be fair. But even when I was a kid, I'd never used shin pads. It's just uncomfortable, aren't they?
And the ankle, I can't wear those ankle ones. No chance.
Yeah.
Das Muchacho, Steven Gerrard is the type of guy you get to get you a diet version of something after you cross him by not saying good morning in the office, just to make you question everything about your relationship. It's how he weeds out the ones who aren't good enough. Selfless son, Stevie G is the type of guy to give advice to the teacher at Parents' Day. Yeah, I can imagine him doing that. Steve Gerrard is in an interview. His ability to sort of, it's like dry sarcasm. It's really brilliant. So if you ask him a question where you're trying to have some banter with him, which I did when we were at Bull Street, I asked him something like who would win out of a fight between Skirtle and something like that. And he, without even blinking, went, "What a ridiculous question," and then answered the question. And I remember thinking at the time, going, "Oh, I couldn't compute it." And then later down the line, when I watched it back, I went, "Oh, he hates me." What a ridiculous question. Well, I think I'd have to go with Martin Skirtle. It's just like, he's brilliant, very good at that. And if you watch his, I watched it recently. It was like, is it What I Wore? That BT classic, classic shirts thing. It's great.
Yeah.
When he gets asked questions, he's always doing it it's like he's doing a post-match interview when he answers these questions. It's mad. It's good. MLG Mountain Dew. Steven Gerrard is the type of guy to not stop at the zebra crossing. Ants84. Steven Gerrard is the type of guy who combs a perfect centre parting into his pubes every morning. And SDC. Steven Gerrard is the type of guy to sniff beans.
Beans, eh?
Who would you like to be the type of guy for next week?
I think we need to give people more chance. Steven Gerrard was quite boring, wasn't it?
A little bit.
I don't know if you guys, who's the guy? Adrian Charles. Adrian Charles, because my mate Ricky's convinced he smells of like poo. He smells of shit.
We can do Adrian Charles.
Oh, what? You come up with something. I'll do all the work on the podcast. You come up with something.
Just trying to get involved. What about Flav Grealish? Or Flav or Grealish? What about Jack Grealish? Jack Grealish, good one. Jack Grealish. Right. It's time for a heartwarming tale about a child crying. Thomas Fernandez. At the playoff final, Charlton versus Sunderland in 2019, when walking to the tube station after the game, there was a Sunderland fan. Now, Charlton won this in the last minute, Pratley with the goal. After the game, there was a Sunderland fan, about 9, crying his eyes out next to the Bobby Moore statue. It was such a great feeling, especially after going to the first game of the season at the Stadium of Light for a 12:30 kickoff and losing 2-1 in the 90th minute.
Such a great feeling.
It was such a great feeling. Football blagging, quick one here. Tom Rose, Jim. I was watching Sucker Saturday the other week and heard a nothing quote by Tim Sherwood, who is like the king of speaking but saying fuck all, about Eze. He was talking about the usual praise, and then to sum him up, he said he's got a real good brain and he's a good player, and that's a great recipe.
Imagine him being your manager and that's the shit he's come out with.
Yeah. I saw a thing where it was like players that have gone and managed their team, like Lampard did, and in the Premier League, and Sherwood had the best win percentage.
Yeah, he never stops banging on about it. Second to none. Like in his head, he's the best manager that Tottenham.
Why can't he get another job though? Why can't he get another job?
Because he's a cretin.
Do you know what? He's gonna get the QPR job at some point. I'm just hoping there's enough distance that it's like, yeah, Tim, actually, it's been a while now since you managed, so we're gonna have to leave that.
No, you don't want that. You don't want that.
Oh, I forgot about Derby Games. Derby Games in partnership with Ben Spanton Walker. Not everyone got it. What did Derby Games? Make sure I get that in there. Importantly. Yeah, not everyone got it. This is what I was talking about right at the start of the podcast. This is fantastic. Community coming together to confuse people. It really is lovely to see. So, let's find this. Right. So, I put out the tweet. It's an FA Cup Premier League Mega Mix. The question is, are there any Derby games knocking about? Josh Russ 493 says this. I really don't understand these tweets. Not going to lie. Laughter. Morgan Bruce. What's confusing?
Oh, they're only done.
Right? and then Josh went, I get that, but he asks every week, even when there's a really obvious derby, like last week, the NLD. So
you should have gone, that's not a derby.
I went, yeah, true. So I tweeted this. I saw that. I thought it was funny.
Shame.
And we got some more comments. Brilliant. So Joss. For fuck's sake. Bob Fellows, he's not invested. Another Jim. Clearly not a jug. Back post. I reckon you've bitten. He knows what he's doing. Beneath that confused and curious facade, there's a slimy slug crawling up the walls of your mind. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. But then Josh himself has replied saying, for fuck's sake. And then money on the ball. You've had a shocker here, mate. Give your head a waggle. And then JD, dry as slug. Not worth our time. Disrespectful to dry slugs. Bone dry slug. And Declan took it a little bit too far. More like a maggot. Amazing.
What is happening?
So Derby games. I'll run through these quite quickly. Quite a few Derby games knocking about. Well stepped up, guys. Sam Cornish. Leicester versus United is the banana sandwich derby. Maguire returns. You imagine?
Oh yeah.
I imagine like the kit man tapping on the shoulder of the other kit man. He goes. You got enough banana sandwiches for our Harry? And he goes, and he's just got this big bag, which you thought was the physio bag that he was carrying, and actually he just goes. Yeah.
Yeah, when he
six a game.
Maguire goes down, then he holding his knee, and the physio runs on, just slips him with just half a banana sandwich.
Yeah, just a folded up banana sandwich, and he just
like that. Just stick that in your gob.
Oh yeah. Or sometimes he'll roll up a slice of bread, or 2 slices of bread, and bring a banana so that he can literally just go. Because they've explained to Harry that it is a banana sandwich, even if it's not in the shape of a banana sandwich. And so he'll just roll up and put in a banana, put in 2 bits of bread.
He makes.
It's like a sandwich, isn't it? It's a sort of sandwich in my gut.
He does this, Jim. He's got 2 slices of bread. He puts the chopped up bananas in there, bit of butter, puts some butter, and then just goes.
Yeah, he does. He loves a squash. He loves a squash.
Good.
Yeah, and people go, what? Because he's banging the table. Like there's other people at lunch. Like Marcus Rashford's going, Harry, what are you doing? And Harry just goes, flavours.
Get the flavours together.
It's like, because you get the flavours together. Banana Sandwich Derby. Don White, Bournemouth versus Southampton is the Steve Delash won't be found on a night out here in his or your life. ... And he will outlive you. Don White, good work. Jay, Everton versus City is the our managers sound delicious if their first name was Chicken Derby. You got chicken Ancelotti. What are you making there? Chicken Ancelotti. And I had chicken Guardiola the other night. It was
chicken Ancelotti. That's banging. Tell us those. Give us those. It can be across football. The chicken Ancelotti sounds like an absolute banging dish of food.
Sounds really good. Money on the ball. Everton versus Man City is also we have a Brazilian centre forward with a dodgy trim who's been surprisingly wank in front of goal this year. Derby. I'm not sure Jesus got bad trim.
Did you see that with Aguero saying that he came up complaining that people weren't passing to him?
Did you say that?
Or did I dream it?
I don't know. Let us know.
Some very vivid dreams recently.
Have you?
Yeah.
Christopher Quinn, Spurs Villa, big game, huge game, massive derby game. For two reasons. First of all, it's the animals on the badges facing left derby. And it's also...
Sergio Aguero moaned that Manchester City players don't pass him the ball after Gladbach win.
Wow. That's interesting.
Grow up.
Yeah, get on with it.
Twat. They're not passing to me!
Yeah, not passing to me.
Tell them they're not passing to me!
Guardiola's like, no, I know. But we're a possession-based team, aren't we? Yeah, but
they're not passing to me!
Yeah. I think you've scored enough goals, haven't you, for Man City?
Yeah, mate, you fucking twat. There is a bit of footage of him not being passed to here, apparently.
It's just recycle possession, don't they? That's the thing. Villa versus Spurs is also our captains have to carpool to work derby. Recent group.
Good.
Quite good.
Yeah, very good.
Ed Jones, Brighton versus Newcastle. That's a big one, isn't it? Friday night. We'll be watching that one, Flav, I'm sure. First of all, it's from Ed Jones. Brighton goes, oh mate, it's such a sick night out. Derby. It's Brighton and Newcastle. These lads. Mad, isn't it? Brighton versus Newcastle is also the fluid football versus just try and have fun out there. Manager derby, which I'm not sure that works either. And also this one, I just wanted to get your take on this. So Jack says this: Brighton versus Newcastle is the 2xG or not 2xG derby. And the reason I thought this was interesting,
I like a bit of XG.
Do you like it? I was intrigued. Like, do you like it or not?
Yeah, I do like it. I mean, it's not the be all and end all, but it's an interesting tool to figure things out and, give you a guide to how well a team's playing outside of just the result.
Because if you look at Newcastle, expected points 29, actual points 28, I guess. Brighton, actual points 29, I think it is. Look at their expected points. They should be above Leicester. That's mad, isn't it? Stuff like that makes... I like the stats and I get the picture of XG makes sense to me. I get it, but that's not helping the argument of people like understanding XG. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'm like, if you don't understand it, all right, then so what? I do.
But in terms of it being valid, that's amazing how far off they are. That makes me think we're missing something.
And look, like Sheffield United apparently should have 9 more points than they do, 11 more points than they do. Look, it's just a thing, isn't it? It's just like, I don't understand why people are fiercely defensive of it. And I don't understand why people are fiercely offended by it. Like, just, so what? Either way.
Oh, I agree. I just think it's interesting.
But the point is there are, there's in any system or any way of evaluating anything, there's always pros and cons to it.
Can't take.
Just don't let it bother you. There's like children being blown up around the world as we speak. Yeah.
Yeah, unless it's the North London derby and you're having to watch it on your sofa. There, our hearts go out to you.
Yeah, no, there's levels to it. There's levels to it. Like coronavirus, children getting blown up, and then me watching North London Derby on my own.
Yes. Right, just run through these. Damien Regan, Fulham versus Leeds is the what a detective needs for a successful stakeout. He needs a Fulham, and he needs Leeds. Alan Ewan's Fulham versus Leeds as well is whatever the result, the managers will still get praised. Derby, that's true, isn't it? These two.
Yeah.
Scott Parker's done well, hasn't he? Considering, he was
really well.
Like they were Fulham are a joke. I bet there's a lot of stuff you could take from the first couple of weeks of the season. People go, Fulham are a mess. Forget about it.
Yeah, everyone would add them going down, didn't they? But I think he's just fun. They're not only that, they're just playing nice football. They look and like I don't think the football they're playing is in any less exciting than Leeds, really, to be honest. Like I watched them play against twice, and they should have beaten us in both games, to be honest. When we played Leeds, we could have played that game 100 times. They would have never beaten us on that day. So it was, he should be getting the plaudits, but because he isn't Bielsa, no one's singing his praises. It's taking people like us who understand football to give him a little bit of credit.
Yeah.
All they do is take the piss out of him and make little memes out of him. But, he's not Bielsa. Oh, my God, Bielsa. Oh, come all over my face, Bielsa.
Yeah. Really good point. Yeah.
Oh, God, he plays football so exciting. Can't defend. God, so excited. So exciting. What about Scott Parker? Well, no, because he's English and London and boring. So can't give him the props. Let's give it to Bielsa because remember when he managed Argentina? Remember what he did with Betis? Remember what he did? God, he can't stay at any football club past the year. God, but there, European Black Manager of the Year? Yeah, of course. That's Scott Parker. Yeah, he's boring. He's from London.
Akash Singh says Parker at Spurs sometime. Would you take him?
Nah, no chance.
Bit boring, isn't he?
Boring, isn't he?
Right, last couple of bits. Joe Meyer, high quality rumour. I just thought it was good. It was succinct, and it keeps that bit going. Did we talk about the moving day thing last week? You know the video that we reacted to the week before that.
What?
Do you remember 2 weeks ago there was that show where it was like, what have you won? It was this kid had been on a...
Yeah, of course. And that was someone who's... Yeah, I remember that. What happened?
Did we reply to... Did I read out last week what he said? What he came back with? Did we not?
No, I don't think you did. Do it now.
Okay. So just in case. So follow up on the moving day video. So go back to the end of 2 podcasts ago and we react to... It was like a changing room stick. It was moving day, it was called. And this woman... the family got a chess set, and you could tell they weren't happy with it. And
they were like, "Oh, yes." So they've gone through this thing, and it's like, "And here's a surprise for you." And they take this tea towel off this chess set, and like,
and a telescope.
But him, the kid, he was like banging. I love that.
Yeah, it's good acting.
Great kid.
So Jacob Thomas is following up on to the moving day video. I showed my parents your reaction to the video, and you may have gained some old slugs. You were absolutely bang on about my mum's reaction. In previous episodes that we had watched, the families had been given hot tubs or giant fridge freezers, etc. So you can imagine my mum's disappointment when they give us a fucking chess set and a telescope. However,
that's shit.
Yeah, it's shit, isn't it?
My battery's going to go.
All right. However, my dad's reaction was genuine, as he used to play chess for Wales when he was younger. In the last shots of the documentary, you can see me and my brother playing chess, something we were forced to do, even though neither of us had ever played it before. We've moved twice since that video, and we still have both the chess set and the telescope.
Wonderful.
So just kept it. Right, his battery's running down, so we'll run through 2 quick things. Joe Meyer, high quality.
I've got another one. I can put another one in if you want.
That's right. We're near the end anyway. Joe Meyer. Sorry. There was a rumor about my mate having a nipple bigger than the other. He got detention for a month for taking his shirt off in dinner hall to prove that it wasn't. Brilliant. And finish up with a mind-aching fact because we still not heard from Sonny.
I'm genuinely like, I know we joked about it being like,
yeah,
it's a bit weird because I know we joked about it, but something's happened. You don't just fall out of the tree like that. What's that? That doesn't mean anything. Where did that come from? Yeah. Don't just disappear. Like, so what's going on, Sonny? Let us know. Yes. Let us know that you're okay.
Yes, please.
Doesn't matter if you're no longer a slug. It doesn't matter if, whatever it is, it's okay. Let us know.
Yes, please do let us know. And yeah, just to say to everyone as well, make sure you check it in. Make sure you just check in this week. It's important. Look after each other. Finish off with a mind-aching fact. Tinface87, mind-bending facts. Stegosaurus is closer in timeline to an iPad than it is to a T-Rex. T-Rex was alive during the early Cretaceous period, 150 million years ago, and the Stegosaurus is from the late Jurassic period, 65 million years ago.
That is amazing.
That's mad, isn't it?
That's a good fact. I like that.
It shows how fast we've moved forward, isn't it?
Yeah, I just assumed that they're all the dinosaurs were on the same
just hanging
Earth,
about,
and then
weren't they? Just hanging about together.
Didn't realise that one went extinct, and then that makes sense now because animals are going extinct all the time. But that's blown my mind. That's a good fact. Well done.
Ollie Sage, I hope that's the case. Sonny has obviously got a bird and is too good for us virgins now. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I wonder how many. Is this a show for virgins then? Is that what it is? What are we doing?
I mean, I don't know.
Are you much more likely to be a virgin if you watch this show?
Well, I know we've got one virgin.
Well, Ollie just admitted to being a virgin, didn't he? So that's two.
We've got 2 virgins, yeah. How many virgins have we got? You know, just so no, obviously no judgment on that. It's just good to know where we're at. Almost like a census, isn't it? That would be one of the questions in our census.
Yeah, are you a virgin? I don't know. It's tough, isn't it? Tough when you're tough when you're a kid, isn't it? It's like in your teens, especially boys, because you're just under so much pressure to not be a virgin when it really doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter, and yeah, it really doesn't matter. Lockdown as well. Come on, you've got a chance,
just forget being a virgin. Just be kind to each other. Be kind to women.
Perfect. You made it to the end of the pod, so we will clap for each other. Clap. Thank you. On that.
Well, I'm a virgin, but am I a virgin?
Good point.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Finally, someone's understanding it. Right, guys. Get involved on Patreon if you want to. If you don't. Very simple. Very, very simple. There. Enjoy your weekend. There's going to be less football next week, so enjoy that as well.
If someone like knocks one out for you, does that make you a virgin? Do you have to? What's the parameters here we're talking about?
I think you've got to be. I presume it's got to be full intercourse, is it not?
Full intercourse, yes.
Although it's different, isn't it? If it's same sex.
Oh, I'm gone.
See ya. Perfect. Oh dear. Can we hear you? Oh, no, still
Yeah. I'm still here. Yeah.
All right, we're going now anyway. Right, guys, have a great weekend, and I hope you've enjoyed the pod. I hope it wasn't too bizarre, but if it was, get out.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah. See you later. Bye.
But.